In previous video, we saw lexical analyzer for subset of C program up to identifier and keyword. Here, identifier and keyword both are start from the alpha numeric value, that is alpha values. Suppose integer int, it is an keyword. Then printf again it is an keyword. Then we have to search that token into keyword table, and if it is found, then make flag as a 1, and then insert that keyword into UST by saying the token, then as a keyword and the index of that keyword. Otherwise we have to mark it is an identifier, and if that identifier is already present in identifier table, then we are making that flag as identifier as a 1. Then there is no need to insert into identifier table if flag is 1. If flag is not equal to 1, then that identifier is not present in identifier table. Then insert into the identifier table the token and the null value, and whatever the index of that identifier table, put assign into X, and then that token, identifier and index of that identifier insert into an UST. The next part, it can consider not only alphanumeric values or alpha values, digit also there, because we are going to consider literals, and literals always start with digit, can be 10, 30, or some literals can be 30.0 also. For that purpose, we are checking whether that character is digit or not by using isDigit function. Then take the first character, put into token till the remaining characters are isDigit, or it can be dot or up to new line character. We are going to consider all this digit, that is 10, 30.0, and put into token. Then that token is terminated by a null character, and then search that literal if it is present in literal table or not. Again we have to write down such literal function that literals are present or not by using strcmp function, literal table of first literal value till end of the literals. If literal is not present, then it returns -1. Whatever you can set flag also, that flag can be set. If there is literal is present, flag is return, or make that flag as 1. Otherwise you can make flag as 0. If flag is not present, means literal is not present, then put that literal into literal table. At the same time, if it is a numeric constant, then you have to put attribute as numeric constant, and whatever the literal index, assign into index or IND. Then insert UST, the literal you have to insert into uniform symbol table by that token, mark as a literal and index of that literal. Once you're done with this literals, then there is else statement. What else considers? The remaining terminals. Remaining terminals can be any operator, left parenthesis, right parenthesis, then multiplication, plus operator. We are going to check those operators are present or not. Then in this isTerminal function, we are going to write down to search from a terminal table. If that plus is present, minus is present, divide is present, multiplication is present, then it returns the position of that particular terminal, because in this terminal table, we are using all these terminals. Then once it return the position of the terminal, then whatever the terminal, because it is always 1 byte, that is 1 character. If it is left parenthesis, if it is right parenthesis, plus operator, minus operator, we are going to put into token. Then token of k plus 1, make it as a null because it is considered as a string. Then I plus plus, increment the next character of that buffer. Insert into UST that token and mark as it is a terminal and the position of that terminal table. Sometimes what happen when you use scanf statement or printf statement, after left parenthesis there is a double quote, and inside that we are using %d, enter number, and then that double quote is ended. That complete string starting from single double quote to the end of the quote, whatever the characters in between that, we are marking this as a string constant. For that purpose, the buffer of I plus 1, if it is equal to this quote, starting quote, then till end of this double quote, whatever the characters in that buffer, we are putting into token 1. You have to again use char token 1 of 20 bytes and put all the characters till end of the quote. Then that token 1 you have to terminate it by null character by saying that k plus 1. Insert that value into literal table by saying that it is a token and it is nothing but a string constant. The same information you have to update into uniform symbol table also by mark this as a literal and that literal index. Once you're done with all these character, then the first line is over, that buffer of I is reached to the end of the line, that is new line character or terminated by a null character. Once it is over, again you go back here and it checks whether it is end of the file or not. If it is not end of the file, again what happen, we are going to use do while, take again fgetS function to read the next statement or the complete line, and again check for whether it is an identifier or keyword, whether it is digit or not, or it is terminal. Again you do all these steps till the end of the file. Once it is over, then you can display this, display UST. In this UST, whatever the structure, by saying that printf statement %s, then %s, then %d, by making the tab, because it is character, so token, then token type, and then IND, that is index. All these are present in UST of I. Again UST of I dot token. Dot index. Then whatever the numbers are there, you have to use for loop for that. For I is equal to 0, then I less than or equal to UST underscore index I plus plus. Then you can do the decoration by saying that print of the value for token, print of token slash t, token type, and then index. Same way you are going to display identifier table, so you have to write down display underscore identifier table, then display underscore literal table. These two functions you have to call for that. If suppose you want to do modification in this program, modification is like here. If I consider I plus plus in this, so I is an identifier and then plus plus is an increment operator. Then in this case, if buff of I is equal to plus, then inside that you have to check if buff of I plus 1 is equal to again plus, then you can say that it is an increment operator, then insert into USD by passing appropriate values. So in this way you can modify this code also. So in this program, input is your subset of C program, and it generates 3 tables: literal table, identifier table, and uniform symbol table. Thank you.